My name is Steve Rechtschaffner. I'm the executive producer of SSX, SSX Tricky, and now SSX3. So I've been a snowboarder for a long time. I would say about 18, 19 years. And I was thinking about how to bring snowboarding to life in a video game. And really what it came down to was just making a simulation that felt like you were really able to snowboard, and then creating a sense of open environments so you were able to kind of figure your way down the mountain, explore while you went. As well, we really wanted to be able to have something that visually felt stunning, because that's what you experience when you go up on the mountain. It just looks better than the rest of the world. My intention was always to make a snowboarding game with the team that would appeal to people that snowboarded as well as people that didn't snowboard. So we started out with a whole bunch of ideas, and we started out prototyping physics. And this was originally in the days of the PlayStation and, what else, the Dreamcast and the N64. And what we quickly came to realize was there wasn't even enough horsepower to run the physics engine, let alone all the rendering and everything else we wanted to do. So we kind of stepped back and we said, let's not compromise what we want to build. Let's aim, for the PlayStation 2, which at that point hadn't even been publicly announced nor technical information given out. We actually launched with the PlayStation 2 in Japan. So we were out before the PlayStation 2 actually even launched in North America. But the company saw how the game was coming together, and the grand fromages here at EA said, this really has a lot of potential. We launched the original SSX day one with the PlayStation 2. And we had that Christmas, and it was very successful, but there's a very, very small installed base of PlayStation 2s to sell to. So it was coming towards the next Christmas where we were thinking, how do we not get SSX buried? Because everybody's going to be excited about the new titles, and nobody will be thinking about a title that shipped 15 months ago. What do we do? And we thought, let's go back and do something. And originally the idea started out as kind of a director's cut, modeled on the DVD model. And, let's do some things that weren't in the original one. And that's where it really started. And then as we got the team fired up about it, people started saying, well, we could do more. We could do more. We can do some new courses, and we can go back and we can refit all the old courses, and we can add new characters, and, let's get some really cool actors to, be the voices of the characters. And it just got bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. So it went from being this kind of director's cut to its own thing. Tricky was really, it was an opportunistic way in the second Christmas of PlayStation 2 to offer people something that was more than the original SSX. It was not really intended, for the people that had bought SSX. It was intended more for the expanding PlayStation 2 audience, as well as the other platforms. We went out on the GameCube and the Xbox, and allowing all those people to be able to experience SSX. And as it turned out, we're into the millions of units sold on that, and people that had the original game came back and even bought that. So, it was really an evolution, not a revolution. One of the things that we actually planned into both SSX and SSX Tricky, which we ended up pulling out, was kind of an adventure experience, where really what you're doing, it was always the third leg to our tripod. So you have racing, you have tricks, and we always imagined there was a third leg, which was adventure, where we gave people a reason to go around the mountain and ride all around and explore, besides racing and doing tricks. Because if you're racing, you're always looking for the fastest line. And if you're doing tricks, you're always looking for the biggest hits, or the coolest rails, or the best areas to do combinations in. And it's something we've spent a lot of time working on for SSX3 and building in. A big piece of inspiration for SSX3 was being up catboarding outside of Fernie last year at Island Lake Lodge. And we're going up in the cat, and we're about 2/3 of the way up. And there's just, not only these incredible open tree areas, but up above are all these different bowls and huge chutes. And just looking at it, trying to imagine, where can we ride? Where can we go? Well, what are we going to do next? And I realized if we could deliver that in our game, the feeling of being on a mountain and, seeing areas and thinking, is that rideable over there? Or can I go over there? And, I wonder if there's a race course over there. So we've created these 3 huge peaks, and I don't want to give too much away too early on. But it's different in how you experience the game as well as what you experience, because you're able to race again, and we've really blown that out. It's just more fun, more believable, yet more over the top. Slope style, where you're doing tricks, but it's not just about doing the tricks, it's finding the best line through and figuring out how to combine your tricks to keep a combo going. As well, if a race course is this wide, slope style courses are about that wide. At any given point there's 8 to 10 or 12 different paths you can be finding your way down it. There's also big air. We have these courses, they're just short experiences. Most of them are about 40, 50, 60 seconds long, and there's multiple jumps in them. You've got to find the best line down to get the best jumps and then do the best tricks. And then we've got super pipes, which are just a way to express yourself in the half pipe. But these big over-the-top half pipes are multi-connected half pipes. And there's big challenges, and there's collectibles. There's all sorts of new stuff in there. And I think if you're an SSX player in the past, whether it's been Tricky or SSX or both, I think you'll come into this world and go, wow, I better set some time aside in my calendar because I'm going to be doing this for a while. Taking SSX online for us has always been looked at as a big opportunity. We thought it would be a way to be able to allow you to play against other people, but be able to be full screen on your own system. It's fun racing head-to-head in a split screen, but it's not the same experience as playing full screen. So the starting point of playing online was that simple. Just be able to play against other people and be full screen. And then from there, as we started to develop more modes and more ways of playing the game, we thought it'd be fun to be able to do all these. So that's what we really have been striving for, is the ability to play all the different ways you can play in the game offline, being able to play them online, and being able to do it in a way that's able to be figured out by anybody. A big thing about SSX and all big games for that matter is, not only are they games anybody can pick up and play, but they're games that anybody can figure out how to get into. On SSX3, you may be surprised when you first see it because there's virtually no front end to it. It opens up, you're asked to make one selection, and it sort of thrusts you into the game, and before you realize it, you're playing the game. And it's that kind of simplicity. We're always striving, ironically, not for more complexity, but more simplicity. Even though it's complicated beneath the surface, hopefully it's really simple on the surface.